Greetings, my friends. Emerald Dragon Reiki subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Shukri. Seheki. Shu. Ze. Shu. Nin. Shukri. I call upon the Reiki Masters past and present, including Yeshua and Joseph, and I call upon the archangels, Raphael, the archangel Gabriel, the archangels Uriel, Ariel, and Michael, and the archangel Sandalphon and Metatron, both, Kuan Yin and Green Tara. We're sending energy, of course, to the Emerald Dragon Reiki Orgone pyramids that I have out there. And to all of you that have purchased one, I'm most grateful and thankful. And this is why I do these shares, because people have bought in those pyramids, and I have contracted, I feel obligated, let us say, I feel a calling, that would be it, to send energy out to that, because that energy connects to the earth, it connects to the star, it's layered to bring in that orgone energy when I'm not sending energy to it. When I send energy to it, it enhances it, and I can use it to fill up, like charging up the battery of Mother Earth with these pyramids. That's one way to do it, and then it radiates healing, positive energy for the people that have bought them, right? So it aids them, and it aids Mother Earth, and it aids me in my work. Because sometimes I've got to draw on those pyramids. Of course, I have given out I guess it was about 10 free for those that joined my group, which I hardly even post to anymore. My bad. But anyway, the overarching purpose for it, I guess, is going to be a healing of the masculine and feminine, that they may come into their more divine natures. And let me explain why I think I'm focusing on that. It's because of the overarching issue of how do you fix the problem of child trafficking. And the only way I see that to do that is that all parents have to be in a loving relationship, or in the highest relationship that they can be, so to ensure that their children are not taken into such various rings or whatever, however that trafficking goes on. It does go on. There are groups out there that track it and are looking at it, and so I know it's going on. It's still going on. It will never stop unless we stop it at its root, and that's parents coming together and in a sacred union to create a child, a new being of light, and then to throw that away. No, I say that it's better that they not mate, or they take precautions to ensure that they don't create, so that they don't. It's a sacred union. It's a sacred act, and it should be. You have an obligation to your child. In my cosmology, you brought it forth. You manifested it, and it's a spark of source coming in to learn to have a long and healthy life, right? That's what you should want for your child. And I stress the healthy. Gotta get that tickle out of my throat. So I'm sending healing to parents, really, I guess, that they will watch over their children and make sure that they're raised with some morality, with respect for self and others, honesty, and most importantly, being true to yourself, I would say. And you should raise them to see what gifts they're going to bring forth, because I mean, you don't know what the experience of that soul that you're bringing in might be. For all you know, it could be an ascended master. It could be Yeshua himself coming through. And if that's was the thing you did with your union, then you've got a responsibility to make sure that being gets old enough to do his mission. And here's the thing, every one of you out there is here to do a mission. Some of you don't know what it is. Some of you don't give a shit if you do. You think it's, you don't even know you've got a spirit or a soul. I don't know. I don't think probably too many people that are following me are like that, but maybe so. Maybe that's some of that 20 or 30%. I can't remember what the number is on the Emerald Dragon Reiki channels. How many? They show a ratio of subscribers to non-subscriber viewers. So, on my Bill Christopher's one, it's like 70, 20 something, right? Or 70 dot 70.18 or something like that, and 20 something, 28, 29. So yeah, so I mean, they can be those people out there. I guess I got to talk about, they could be these people. So, and can I convert them over into subscribers? I don't know. If that's who's doing this. No, probably not. It'll probably only be somebody that resonates with this. And this is the thing, any of this healing, I'm not forcing it on anybody. It's any parent out there that can accept this energy as it goes by them or into the ether, as it radiates out into the grid work. So yeah, I mean, and if you know somebody that's having troubles, and there's not, it's for anybody that wants to have a better relationship too. I send energy healing to that. healing to the relationship that you have with your other, to be as spiritual and sovereign as it can be. Really, I mean, I think that's within the realms of free will. There, I can kind of frame it that way. It would be okay. And to anybody that wants to raise their vibration into that more divine relationship, that sacred relationship where you do create, you attract, let us say, these higher souls that are a benefit to the planet and humanity as a whole. I know that's kind of presumptuous of me, but you know, what the hell? This is what I was told to do. Well, I mean, this is what I kind of settled. There was a couple of other things that was pointed out. The child trafficking, that's a big issue. But I mean, it seems it all would start at the parents, you know. Of course, there is that problem of them, you know, they steal the girl and or lure her off or whatever they do, however they do it. And then she becomes a baby farm for them. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it doesn't take care of all the problems that we would have with this particular issue. So maybe my solution isn't the best, but this is the one I'm going to focus on right now. Because that seems to be at the root of it, right? When you get right down to it, it's that sacred act of I got to be kind of careful here with the words, right? Okay, union, a sacred union where an egg and a seed are created, you know, consummated. That's the word I'm looking for. Consummated. So it becomes the beginning of that new vessel for a new soul. I'm not going to tell you when that soul pops into there because I'm kind of against the abortion thing. I think there are things that we can take so that we don't do that, or the operations we can have so it doesn't happen. I mean, there's other ways to take care of this problem other than killing fetuses that you've created through hopefully a sacred act. Now, maybe I'm prejudiced and I just like those peak experiences, you know, when I'm making love to a woman that I love and we're bringing forth our highest divine selves into that act. And it is very powerful. And any magician worth his salt knows, you know, you need to tap into those powers and use them for creation. So, I mean, that's kind of what I did with my son Ashwin, or not just me. My maid at the time also was a high priestess in her own right, and so yeah, I mean, we were both working towards bringing forth, you know, well, I don't know whether we could say we weren't intending a Christed being, but a child of light for sure. I mean, it was a kind of a golden light, right? So, and I think that's what we are having those golden babies coming through, you know, that hold that high vibration. And then that was another thing that I heard again is this theory of the 0 to 1,000 and 500 being love. I think 50 is like self-pity or something like that. Despair. It's where you're really sucking energy because you're not in the vibration where it comes through. I don't know. Well, how it was described in this recent video, I would say was that it was in that lower vibration. You don't have all your chakras working properly, and um, it is important that these spheres of light that are tied to your nerve bundles coming out of your spine, funny enough, in corresponding spots from the root to the throat. The eyes and the third eye are all, and the ears are all right there in the brain cavity. So it's kind of like short little nerve bundles going right into the places where they go, right? So above the spine, in other words, I guess is what I was trying to say. Anyway, yeah, going up into there and how we think about how the whole act is, I mean, this is a lot of us that are not raised with this kind of idea concept that it's a very magical and sacred act that you're doing when you're creating a child, and that you should hold your highest vibration when you're doing it. It's a sacred act. And I think that's what needs to come back into our world, for it to be for this issue to get resolved, is that we look at that as a sacred act, and that the product of that act is also sacred, and it should be cherished and nourished, and to grow up into a bright and intelligent being of good character that is going to make a difference in the world. It's going to bring light to the world. I mean, to me, that would be the highest and best way to be a parent, right? Not that I did that with my kids. I'm not going to claim I did. If Ashwin's that way, it's going to be mostly due to his mom, and perhaps a little bit to Mr. Green. Anyway, no sour feelings there. No, not at all. I'm fine. Yeah, no, I got to keep my vibration up. Yep. Oh, back to the bowls. Back to the bowls. I've been told, back to the bowls. But to couples, I would say, probably important that if you're in a relationship like a marriage, that you have a date night. That you try to keep it alive. That you honor the divinity within the other, and nurture that. I mean, we need to nurture. That's the thing we men forget, is that we need to nurture our relationships. We need to nurture ourselves too. We not. We too often we rely on our wives, and then she feels like she's got another kid to take care of. Well, that isn't what you're supposed to be, an adult. So you got to do some of this shit for yourself. So you certainly need to do your own spiritual work. She can't do it for you. You got to do it. You got to be, you got to man up and go within and find that inner wisdom that you've got. I mean, I found mine, so I'm pretty sure it's there in you. I hope it is. And if it isn't, keep looking and ask for help. Uh, I don't care who you ask, what God it is. Odin, he'll tell you. Um, Thoughts probably would tell you too. Yeshua would definitely tell you. Buddha, though he might speak it in a totally different way. It'd be like light language to you all. Kalasha Nurgacha Turoam Patashieta Anta Kotruchetata. Yeah, so that's like the root language of Sanskrit, is what I'm being told. Except it's got, it doesn't have the little lines in there. It connects all the different symbols. Yeah. Sorry, I'm calling up visuals in my mind, and you can't see them. I'm sorry. Bad me. But anyway, Sanskrit. It's an interesting language. It's older than as old, I would say, as the Sumerian texts, the cuneiform. They're contemporaries. This one was over in India, one was in the Middle East. And then we've got the Mandarin Chinese, and they all kind of came in at the same time with different symbols from different races. You get the picture? It's like ancient astronaut stuff, right? So anyway, back to the couples. It is a matter of communication, right? Good communication with your mate is key. Doesn't matter whether it's male, female, 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 or male, male, or male, female, male, female. Where you trade off being one or the other. I don't know. I mean, this transgender stuff, I don't frankly understand. Um, but I'm pretty damn sure that children should not be conditioned into one way or the other, even though, according to Janine, that has been happening for a long, long time. And then now they're trying to make it legal or more mainstream. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be in judgment about anybody about what they're doing with themselves. But I do kind of feel like we need to be protecting children from zealous idiots, whether it's their parents or their teachers. Everybody should be concerned about the kids and making sure that they don't get abducted, they don't get traded, they don't get any of that stuff. We should all be vigilant about that, you know? We should be aware that it happens and make sure that it doesn't happen to our kids. And if enough parents are doing that, then that cuts down on their damn supply, which makes those children more valuable. So therefore, they will be less likely to willy-nilly do whatever they damn well please with them, So I know I'm focusing more on the children, right, than the parents. Well, it gets down to the children anyway, right? That's what I'm seeing here. And it is important that you know, the two of you work as partners in making sure that your kids arrive at adulthood as well adjusted as they can be. You know, we don't need to put any of our negative programming into them, really. I mean, I would not beat my children with a belt like my dad did. Would not do it. Did I lash them with my tongue? Yeah, I did that. Is that right? Probably not. Probably not. Would I do it differently now? Sure. Yeah, I would. But that's now, right? So, but I'm kind of trying to put this out here, this kind of vibe that we can kind of move beyond that learning curve here, you know, beat the learning curve and start doing the right thing now with your kids. Let's end this now, where no more kids are getting abducted, no more kids are getting given away because we've had too many kids. And sure, you're going to pay me that much, I can feed the rest of these brats. Cool, yeah, you can have that one. No, we shouldn't have that going on. That should not be going on. And that's what I want to stop. You know, it's, you only have the number of children that you can reasonably take care of in a proper fashion. You know, it's not like the kid's got to have everything it wants, as long as it's got decent food, clean water, shelter, and clothing, shoes, you know, things like that. The coat, if it's a place that's where it's cold. And you know, and some attention. I mean, that's what kids really want. They just want to know that they're loved, right? I think that's, when I think back, this is what my inner child is saying here. It's well, I just wanted to be loved. That's mostly what I was doing when I was wanting to help my mom fold laundry or anything like that at the age of 5. You know, it was so that she would love me, you know, that she would think kindly of me. And, you know, I was the oldest, so I needed to help. And this is the thing. I mean, I'm not for that. Have as many, you know, you can't do anything to take any contraceptives to stop, to shut off the machine so it doesn't produce. I'm not against that. I'm just against letting it go to term and or going. I mean, I guess accidents happen, right? You, especially like if you're going on some kind of a rhythm method and all of that, and but it's so here's the way I kind of see it. Let's put it in a kind of a logical sense here, is that it's you got 2 eyes, and you can probably keep your eye on one kid with 2 eyes, you know, one eye on what you're doing and one eye on the kid, right? And there's 2 parents, so your limit is 2 kids, and that pretty much replaces you as you pass on, unless we like go to med beds and you're going to live forever. Then maybe you only have one and you focus on that one, and make it the very best that it is. I mean, because I kind of just think about what it would be like to be a kid that was raised with divine love. Wow, I think it would be just an amazing. I would see that they would probably would see what is my best for my future, and groom me to be that, possibly, or speak with my soul, talk with my higher self, and get a better idea about what the mission is, and what things that I should learn, making sure that I do learn those things. But otherwise letting me follow my bliss, that would be the most perfect way to raise a kid, right? I think. Teach him that he's got to try things, and he'll make mistakes and fall down, and bust his nose, and stuff like that. It's shit happens, right? And you got to be able to pick yourself back up, and get back in the saddle, so to speak. That's something you have to do with horses. If you get bucked off, you have to get back in the saddle and keep doing it. You got to be more stubborn than the horse. So you get to the point where you say, okay, asshole, I guess I give up. You just keep coming back. Fuck you. I won't buck anymore. I'm getting tired of this game. So you wear them out. Basically, I guess that's one way you can train a horse. I'm not going to say that's the best, but that is kind of where the get back in the saddle term came from anyway. And isn't that the way with relationships too? You fail once, you gotta try it again. And you start, your best bet though is, instead of taking just whoever comes up that seems close, kind of put it out to the universe that you want to meet that one particular soulmate that you can make a life journey with, someone is closely akin to that twin soul kind of vibration that I can get in this lifetime, right? And lo and behold, if you do that, it appears. I did in my life anyway. So I feel like, well, if it can happen for me, it might be able to happen for you, especially if I got that vibration and I can send it out to you and kind of give you the vibe of how it felt and what it was like. And yeah, it was awesome. It was like opening up what I went through. So when I did my past life reviews, I kind of went just from the key things, right? Like, what was I doing and how did I die? That was just because I had so many. It was just like, okay, I'm running through these things, and it's kind of like it was a meditation, so it was a different kind of trip. Anyway, and I'm digressing here, but I'm just saying, there was so many things that when the two of us came together, and that just synced, that you could see down through the ages, or out through many separate timelines, that we come together and had pretty decent relationships. So it was like a no-brainer here, right? Plus, then Turns out Shala also, when she would incarnate on the planet, would also oftentimes made up with the energy known as Yara now. So yeah, I mean, and yeah, I send healing to her too, so that she can be in her most divine self. And I send it to myself too. You know, this is something that we all need to be riding in that higher vibration of above love, maybe, you know, into the joy, happiness, or enlightenment. So I send energy to the enlightenment of anybody that wants to take that on, and or to anyone that just wants to be a better parent. You know, that you have that energy and the drive and the inner knowing, or claircognizance, clairaudience. You have your spirit guides come in and give you that information. I mean, you'd be surprised what happens when you stop and listen. And you can do it through your breath, uh, in through the nose, out through the mouth, something like that. Just you're changing you're giving the body a signal. Oh, we're going to doing something different here. Yeah, and then you know, go quiet, go follow that breath, and if you get off from following that breath, go back to following that breath, and then see what bubbles up, and what insights you can gain from that kind of contemplation. So, and to the ladies, I mean, hopefully, I mean, you know about all this. But if you don't, then you know, take that advice too. I mean, most of the ladies know about nurturing themselves. It's like that's a no-brainer, right? Well, maybe not. And when I think about it, maybe they don't know that much about nurturing themselves, and they should. I mean, I think, this is the biggest issue I think with anybody, uh, for not attaining that divinity within, that feeling of that source energy that makes your life sacred, is that you don't have any self-love for that source within you, which is kind of weird, because that's what it is there for, is to you waken that love up there in your heart. You know, you go into that heart space and say, yes, I love this body, I love this soul, I love this experience that I'm having. I'm in that love vibration. I want to be in that higher vibration. And then you know, breathe into that. And affirmations are awesome, very powerful. The more the merrier. Do them in sets of 9. 108 is divine. That's, you know, 11 of them. Or is it 12? Yeah, let's see, I can grab the beads and see. Oops. So, 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be 12 sets of 9. And you know, it can be as simple as I am one with the infinite one. 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 One. There's a set of 9. And then you could go like, I am one with source. 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 And I'll guarantee you, you do that 12 times and you'll feel that connection to source. You feel that fire within you rise up, and it'll connect those other chakras right on up, at least to the sun chakra, because that's your biggest, best representation of source that you can get, of that light. Especially now that it's that white light. So it's a full spectrum light that we're getting off the sun right now. That's the big upgrade. That's probably going to be going on for, maybe 1,000 years. I don't know. Maybe longer if we keep our vibration higher. This is the problem that we had with Atlantis, is that we created Atlantis when we were in our possibly our highest and most divine manifestation in that cycle, and then we got jaded, we got lackadaisical, we got too full of ourselves, and it led to the fall. But we're not going to do it that way this time, because we came up through the age of Kali Yuga, right? We've been in this iron age, and we're now that we're going into the age of Aquarius, this is where we're going to start the new golden race. And yeah, and this is why it's important that as many of you come into that higher, your best selves, especially when you're going to create a child. I'm not saying that you have to do that every time you make love, but when you're focusing on having a child, yeah, you want to be in the highest vibration that you can be in. It's important because it attracts the bigger light, right? It gives a person to bring in more of their soul, more of their light. The more light that you're emitting in the act, the more light that they're going to be able to emit in their life. So there's a lot of things that go into that act, if you will, that is probably way beyond what anything you all might have thought about it, but it is what is potentially possible with that act. Creating geniuses might be just as much as just sending that kind of a vibration to the kid. There is certainly something to be said for singing to the baby as it's being gestated by both parents, playing classical music, all these kind of things do enhance the abilities of the child. So if you give them a rich environment, then they will come with many gifts. Or the many gifts that they have will blossom better, let us say. because I think we all come in with many gifts. I mean, I've found two of mine, possibly three. I mean, I do have a certain sense of when somebody is at dis-ease, that I always get to kind of feel that. I mean, it's certainly ever since I've been attuned to Reiki, it's come on stronger and stronger. The stronger I get at in channeling the energy, the more I can feel when other people need that energy. Though I am getting a little bit better about not just sending it to them when I see the need, because I know that's kind of against their free will. They've got to ask for it. But you know, and I guess what I decided what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell them, you know, I think I could help you, and I'll do it for free. Because it's, you know, because I'm seeing an issue that I can work on and maybe make their life better, and then I should do it, you know. And money shouldn't be the issue, though. We all need money, right? In this world, we need money to exist. So I don't eschew it. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to put a link to my PayPal, and if you want to donate, great. If you don't. And I think and I'm going to do my Reiki sessions the same way. If you want a Reiki session with me, fine, we'll do it. And then you can donate what you think it's worth. All right. So, yeah, I've been told that I should be open to the universe bringing money to me, so I am going to put it. I will try to find that link and have it down below here in the show notes. And yeah, so if you can help out, that's great. If you can't, don't worry about it. I'm still going to do these. If you want specific help with a relationship, I'm certainly welcome to doing doing two people at the same time, especially if it's a couple, to help with those kind of issues. I'm here to help, folks. I've gained quite a bit of experience, 67 years, 35 of it as a Reiki practitioner. Kind of like to think of myself as a Reiki master now. And, this is why I kind of feel like I can do these like big healings, for possibly hundreds of people, that will come along and see this video. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long they'll come along and see this video. I haven't actually looked at. I don't know whether they give you any kind of data on how long-lived it is. Though I guess they do, because they show up as favorites. They rank. So if you like this, come back and view it, share it, and if you hung on this long, because you found my ramblings amusing, or you felt the energy and you feel a little bit better for it, please share it with, especially if it's anybody that's having issues or needs to hear about, how to be in a sacred marriage, what it is about that act that is so sacred, because it is and it's key to our evolution too. The more parents that are in that vibration, the quicker we're going to go into that golden race. And it is, and we need every child out there to be one of those children. And we should, and if we do this, we can change this world in one generation. Think about it, folks. Isn't that worth doing? Now I realize each of you's got your own little filters and you're going to do it in your own particular way. But if you do it with the sense of, come from the sense of love, that alone is going to make it better. Because God knows I have seen parents that have not got the love for the kids that they should ought to have. I know it's hard. Little buggers can be real ornery, but maybe they're ornery because you ain't being honest with them. I don't know. I'm not going to judge you on any of that stuff. I'm just trying to send healing energy so you can be the very best parent that you can be. So if you feel like you need something, you know, somebody that needs some of that kind of energy, then this is the place to come. And I know it's easy for me to say, hard for you to do, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't try. You can get there. I got there. I just, I don't have kids anymore. Well, I mean, they have kids, but they're grown up, right? They're not kids anymore. They're adults, or they should be. And yeah, so don't do as I do, but do as I say, right? No, that ain't right. That ain't right. Do as I'm doing now. How about that? Do as I'm doing now. Anyway, folks, we're going to end this. I think I've run this video quite long enough, even though on the average for a Reiki attunement or anything like that, it's about an hour and a half sometimes. Anyway, there we go. I'll leave the links down to get a Reiki session with me. And well, I'll either have the PayPal there or you'll get it when you correspond with me. And we set up an appointment. Alrighty, folks. Let me know. Yeah, let me know if this had any effect on you. If anything I had to say kind of brought something to you, please leave a little note, yeah, like thanks or yes, and or why or what it brought out. You know, it helps. It helps me. It helps the algorithms. It helps everything. So comment, please. And I will comment back. I promise.